Well, would you believe it? It's the Desert Vipers again tonight at Dubai International Stadium, led by that man there, Khuzaima Tanveer, the most incredible first over to get things going. He finished off with 4 for 10, making him player of the match with the ball. Again, he has been superb for the Desert Vipers as they reign supreme in the DP World ILT20. It was a golf Giants that tried ever so hard, a top-of-the-table clash, but it just was not to be. Set up by, well, Sam Curran again. We're going to chat to him shortly about his innings. 67 not out with the bat. So a really solid victory for the Vipers. We've seen them scraping through and finding ways to win tonight. It was an all-round good victory and they win by 8 wickets. Well, I am a lucky girl. I got Rowan Gavaskar, Darren Ganga and Sam Curran, who just keeps following us around because he keeps doing well. As I said to him as he walked over, he's a lucky guy because when he does well, he gets to come and talk to us. And congratulations again. Tonight it's with the bat. A really good performance by the team. An all-round performance, would you say, tonight?
Yeah, I think our first comfortable win in the season. We've had a lot of close games, but to be sitting here 5 wins and 5's a great place to be, but we're not going to get complacent. I think we've got a day off tomorrow and then play again, so it doesn't stop, which is always good when you're winning.
How do you go about celebrating but keeping realistic about the fact that there's a long way to go on this tournament?
Well, I think we knew the last 4 games we probably snuck over in 3 last ball thrillers, which can go either way, but today was about stamping our guard on the tournament a little bit. I thought that we've showed glimpses of what we can do, but today was clinical. 4 overs to finish. We bowled really well. Obviously, Dawson played really well at the end, which I actually thought 150 would be a really tricky chase. The wicket was fractionally slow, and then, yeah, thankfully, Maxi and myself got going.
Let's talk about Khuzaima, for goodness sake, because that was one way to start. When you finish with figures of 4 for 10, you know you've had a day out. And when you saw him get going out here, what was going through your mind?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I first met him last season and captained him a few times. As you can see, he's got all the tricks with the in-swing, away-swing and really good high pace. So he seems to be that guy who's actually last year a little bit shy, a little bit nervous and kind of finding his way at this level. But this year it seems like he's showing all his tricks, and it looks like some of the boys saying they faced him a lot in the T10 and things like that, and he just looks like he's grown in so much confidence, which is great, especially for one of our local guys who's getting such good exposure to this kind of tournament.
Absolutely, and Darren, there was a time there we thought we'd be going home a lot earlier than this. He really was something else, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought Sam was going to say I was waiting for the ball after seeing that spell of bowling from him in that power play. But when you have an opposition team down 4 wickets within the power play for just 30 runs, straight away I think you take the psychological advantage. And the one thing I liked about the Vipers is not only did they win the toss, elect to bowl first, they were bang on the money in that very first over. And they followed through with taking control of the game early on and then riding that all the way through. The balance, at times, sometimes you question, your makeup of bowlers because you guys focus heavily on seam to do most of the workload. But I think Nur Ahmed, he's played that complementary work and role perfectly with you seamers in that side. So congrats to you all on your 5th consecutive win.
So when you have Dawson, who's out in the middle at the end, they're getting a bit of momentum for the Giants going into the halfway point. You come out and then you turn up at the crease, you couple down. How did you feel with bat in hand?
Yeah, I actually was a little bit disappointed the way we I thought 150 was a really decent score. Like Darren said, 4 down in the power play. I think you're disappointed if teams are getting 150, but the ball came on really nicely. Maybe there was fraction bit of dew, and Maxi, he moved up to the top of the order, freed him up really nicely, and he got 40. Everyone said he struggled last game, but we actually won. So you kind of look back at his 40 he got in Abu Dhabi as a winning score, and I thought he just played really freely today. And I've obviously played a lot with Max, and he's that type of guy. If he gets going, he really funky little play, hits the ball in awkward areas and ends up with 60 not out. So I felt a little bit scratchy this all tournament, to be honest, with the bat, but I think it's a good sign when you're scratching 30s and 40s. But I think the best thing about our team still, I think like Darren said, we've actually fought with our combination a bit. I think we're playing 4 seamers, but some of our seamers are probably playing that spinners rolling away, bowling lots of cutters through the middle, whereas other teams are attacking us with 3 spinners. We've got guys like Case who played that one game in Sharjah, which was tactical, but we've got Naseem who did bowl the unbelievable super over for us, and he's not even playing at the minute. So we've got good signs, but maybe there'll be some rotation here and there. We never know.
Well, one of my new phrases for this tournament is horses for courses. Ro, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I've got a question for Sam. All of us in the com box are really happy for Maxi when he got to that. The way he played the innings, he played the half century. delivery. It wouldn't have been nice for him to A, not be stumped, and B, then be retired back. As a leader, as someone in that dressing room, along with the other leaders, did you have to have a word with him after the game, or?
Not really. To be honest, I got asked about that the other day. I wasn't a huge fan of what they did. I think we've won the game, so it kind of, I guess we've had the last laugh. But I think it was a strange one because they reviewed it before they didn't give him out. It didn't stump him. So it was kind of a strange one. I think everyone's got their own game plans, but I wouldn't do something like that. I think it can come back to bite you. He's a top quality player, so and he showed that tonight, which shows a lot of character from him. So to take 60 not out to win us the game, he'll take a lot of confidence from that, and I'm really pleased for him, I guess.
He did, and so do you. Want to thank you so much for your time tonight. We know you're a very busy man, and we appreciate you coming over here, but you will have to keep coming over if things go well in this tournament. See you Sunday. We'll see you Sunday. Sam Curran, what a legend. Great to have him back with us. He'll be horribly sick of me. That's 2 from 2 for him, that he's had to come post-game and talk to us. But I really enjoy the way he talks about the game. He's obviously a deep thinker of the game, Ro. What do you like about him? Because you were with me the other night when he came and chatted to us.
What I like about him is, like you said, he's a deep thinker. The way, and that shows in his cricket. The way he bats in those middle orders, he knows, he assesses the situation. It's not just all about the big shot, the 4s and 6s. He knows when he needs to step on the gas, when he needs to just sort of hold it back a little bit, work on the 1s and 2s, let the other batter who's batting well give him more of the strike, even when he bowls. Just, again, assessing the pitch, assessing the bat, slower ones, slower bouncers, the different cutters that he bowls. Again, just the quality he brings. Look, it's one thing knowing what to do. It's another thing to be able to execute it. So there are a lot of players out there who know what they want to do, but they just don't have the skill set or the ability to execute it. While Sam Curran, he knows what he wants to do, and he has the ability to execute those skills.
Now, speaking of execution tonight, we're going to go back and talk about Khuzaima again because he's yet to play international cricket. He's a local player. He has been superb in this tournament so far, and he showed glimpses last season as well. When you look at the way he bowled today, and he got his tail off of it as well, which you could see, which was great to watch. But when you watched him, and if you were facing him, because he was playing against James Vince, who's already found form in this tournament. He comes out of T10, and into the side, and he's doing well with the bat in hand, and he gets rid of him. How do you face him? How do you face a young man like that who's confident, his tail's up, and the ball's doing exactly what he wants it to do?
Well, firstly, you have to show respect to a player who's having a great night, and he had a fabulous night. From ball 1, you knew if you're opening the batting that the surface was going to be spicy. It's a new surface. We've seen batting first here in Dubai has always been a challenge because of the swing and lateral movement. So as a batter, you have to rely on your defensive technique, your ability to try and blunt a bowler that is having a fabulous night, and that is something that they didn't do because they didn't have a lot of time to respond to what was thrown at them. Wickets tumbled in quick time, 4 wickets in that power play, and it was great to see his captain give him the leeway to bowl his full complement of 4 overs. So that to me is adapting as the game is unfolding, thinking on your feet. We talk about that all the time in the commentary box. So they've done many things right to complement that effort with the ball. He's also very highly skilled because he runs from a little bit wide. He has a very good wrist position. He uses the upright seam to try and seam the ball off the surface. His accuracy too in his lengths, you have to give him credit for that. And then he gradually grew in pace too. So that shows that he works and bowls within his limitations. He's not trying to let his ego get ahead of him. He's just growing in stature as a player, and looks like he's enjoying his cricket too, which is the best place to be mentally for a player from the UAE playing in this type of tournament.
And I wonder how much the bowling 4 on the bounce helped him, grow in confidence as well, because you sort of get the feel for it. And then he was using variations, and that helped him with his wickets. Gurbaz, Erasmus, I'm thinking of. What did you like about the way he executed his variations tonight?
Well, you look at the first wicket that he got of Gurbaz, the in-swing. Right on the money, ball seam position was excellent, and then it just got a little bit of extra bounce, unplayable delivery. Again, when you talk about his outswingers, you have a look at the seam position, wrist position. He was in the zone when he was bowling tonight, and that is why I thought the decision to bowl 4 on the trot was outstanding. There was none of that, let's save a couple of his for the end, because when you're in that zone, all you want to do is bowl. You want to bowl your full quota, you're picking up wickets, every ball looked like a threat. And I thought he was just magnificent. Again, that wrist position, have a look at this.
This to me is the ball of the tournament. To
he's
be
calling
honest.
it game 12. It's the ball of the tournament.
The length was perfect.
Yep.
Gurbaz wasn't forward nor back, and he had to make the adjustment. Played the wrong line. The ball just shifted slightly away from that angle, and hitting the top of off. It's a bowler's dream, so to speak. The other
That's not
was
too
an
far from it.
outswinger, the wrist position.
The wrist position, I was
seam
just going to say, you
position.
could make out from the wrist position that, again, in slow-mo, so a lot easier over here to see in slow-mo what the wrist position is. The seam position, again, you know the ball's going to go away. No foot movement there. They were under the cosh at that point, and an easy catch for Dan Lawrence. So, look, just quality bowling. If he can produce something like this with a little bit of consistency, he'll be one of the most sought-after players, because we know what he can do with the bat as well. He's very, very handy with the bat, but if he can produce this kind of consistency with the ball, he'll be an extremely sought-after player in leagues around the world.
Yes, he's a very exciting player to watch, that's for sure. So the Vipers remain top of the table, unbeaten, looking very good. A win like that, you can now say, I think they look very good. But what of Golf Giants? Because this is the first time they have been comfortably beaten as well, at the other side of the coin. You don't often see James Vince get, in fact, I think this is the second time he's got a duck in this tournament. It's a bit unusual.
I wouldn't read this defeat too deeply. If you look at how the game unfolding first with the bat, yes, they lost the first 6 overs, but the recovery was quite good. They lost just 1 wicket in that middle phase, a wicket in the last 5. They were very good, I think 56 runs in the last 5 overs, brought themselves back in the game by getting to in excess of 150. So for me, it shows character, it shows resolve. We know that here, losing the toss is a disadvantage because there's something in the surface. So the last thing you want to get is into a little bit of a panic. And if you look at their all-round game, it's great to see their lower order getting a chance to bat. Dawson was excellent the way he finished the innings off. Asif Khan had a chance to bat, and he looked good for 30. Kyle Mayers as well got a first opportunity. So it's always good during the course of a tournament to prime players to make sure when you get to the business end, you can select the best informed players. And as you say, horses for courses. At times, you need certain players to play the matchups, to play in certain conditions, and maybe slow bowlers will come more into play. You heard Sam Curran speak about it. They're not using a slow bowler beyond Nur Ahmed per se, but many of their fast bowlers, they're bowling cutters, slow balls, which in effect is like a slow bowler.
Yeah, and I think we're going to claim that season 4 horses for courses. That's what they'll call the DP World ILT20. And similar to what Darren said there, we've seen players for the first time. Chris Wood is another example tonight. We saw Mears as well. But Chris Wood got a wicket, and I think his first or second over, which is good for the confidence and good for the team, I suppose. When you do get your opportunity, you can reap some rewards.
Yeah, well, you want to grab that opportunity with both hands. I just want to go back to the question you asked, Dan, about the Gulf Giants.
Not about horses for courses?
No, about would they be disappointed with this loss? I don't think they will. I mean, yes, they'll be disappointed with this loss, but they won't read too much into it, as Darren said, because this was a really crucial toss to win. There was something in it early on, and then when the dew came in, it looked like a completely different pitch. So I think you've got to say, okay, bad day at the office and move on. But just going back to horses for courses and players getting their opportunities, always good to see. Always good to see a player come in, take his opportunity, do well, put his hand up and give well, the selectors, the captain, the coach, a headache, saying, listen, I've put my name in the hat. I've done all you could have asked of me. I'm there as an option if you need me.
Yeah, it is fantastic. It was a great match-up here tonight, but the Vipers, of course, getting the points on the board. Now it's time to have a look at our Z competition winners. So if you have been entering, you've been answering the questions, wrap your laughing gear around this. The Jalwal Dikal Innam Pao contest. If your name is on here, you are the winner of match 11. Congratulations, Delhi, Ranchi, all over. We've got another page here. Hold on, because we've got plenty of prizes coming your way. So get yourselves ready. Thank you so much for entering that. We do love to hear from you. Okay, Rowan Gavaskar, you're allowed to go home now.
Thank you very much.
You're allowed to leave, and we appreciate you. We love you. Darren, you got to stay with me.
Ditto.
Horses for courses. I'm going to get some T-shirts made up. You stay right there, though. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up tonight and look forward to tomorrow. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Cricket Safari. As you can see, after tonight's matchup, the leaderboard has not changed. Well, it has, and it's just the Desert Vipers have got 2 more points. They have beaten the Gulf Giants by 8 wickets here at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. A great all-round performance for the Vipers, probably the first of the tournament so far. Joining Ganga and myself is Mike Hazeman. And Hazy, what did you make of this matchup? It was billed as a big one, obviously a top-of-the-table clash, but did it live up to its billing?
Look, it did from individual performances. You guys have talked about Khuzaima. I thought he was a sensation, and I think when someone does that and just blows a team away, it makes it really tough from there. And I think they did pretty well to get to 157. But then to get to 157, they needed to make sure they got wickets early, and someone had to bowl very well right at the top and keep things nice and tight, and that didn't happen. So it was always going to be as soon as they started getting runs quite quickly, I thought from that moment on it was going to be a fairly easy ride for the Vipers, and it's snakes alive.
Snakes alive, fangs out, you name it, they're doing it. Look, when you talk about those individual performances, Sam Curran touched on it. His partner, Holden, at the other end with the bat, I think he got 67, 64 in fact. What did you like about the way he constructed his innings? Because he had to work for it in the end.
The way he sees his opportunity as someone opening the batting to lost for Khuzaima, and he didn't look like he was under pressure to score runs and make use of the opportunity. He was very relaxed in his approach, not afraid to be inventive like on that occasion. Just playing ball on merit. Sometimes you can overthink as a batter in T20 cricket because you're thinking about your strike rate, you're thinking about staying ahead of that required rate, so it can make you do funny things and you move out of your equilibrium and space as a batter. That didn't happen with that innings, so that's a great positive for him. The other thing is that psychological negative over his head from being retired out in the last game. For him to conquer that, to me, speaks volumes of his character and his mental state to rise again, to come and deliver an innings where he struck over 150 and then played a match-winning innings, you can say, because you don't often see a century-run partnership with 2 batters, especially when they're batting at the top of the innings, chasing in excess of 150. For him to have that stick-to-itiveness, to finish the game and cross the line, he definitely on the right path to excelling further.
And the other thing about him, Max Holden, I mean, the Vipers are a good unit, so they would have taken him aside, they would have a proper conversation to him about what he needs to do. I mean, it's not great being retired, you know, he was struggling middle, but it's not great. And it's a different track there, so that is a different game when you go and play in Abu Dhabi. But, you know, people like Tom Moody and whatever, they would have sat him down, Foster, the coach, they would have had a good, Neil McKenzie as well, would have had a good chat with him and would have told him what he needs to do and how he needs to get it right. And so that was his chance today to do that, and he covered those bases beautifully. So I think well done to Max Holden, because it's, I mean, that must have been quite tough, really. I mean, you don't want that to happen to you as a player. So to come out and play like he did today, I think must be really rewarding for him.
Yeah, that's really cool to see, because it would be a bit of a dent in the ego. Yeah. We've all got one, and then when something like that happens, and for you to come out and prove your worth today, deserves a beer after that, I think, and so do we, almost. Not yet. The DP World ILT20, it does roll on, and we head into tomorrow, and it's another big matchup. It, of course, is ADKR out in Abu Dhabi, and they are taking on the Dubai Capitals. An interesting matchup in the grand scheme of this competition. Who is your money on, Darren Ganga?
I can't say, because they've been short of victories in this tournament. That's Shanika, new captain for the Capitals. Remember, the Capitals are the defending champions too, so they're carrying that reputation. They'll need to deliver, get points on the board. Abu Dhabi Knight Riders, I really can't wrap my head around why they're not being successful as a team. You look at that lineup: Phil Saul, Alex Hales, Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan, Jason Holder. It's a team of stars, and yet they struggle to bat consistently. They struggle to get it right with the bowling. At the moment, it's in shambles, and they really need a win to get their campaign back on track.
And one of the superstars they will be looking for to that is Alex Hales. We had a bit of fun with him before the tournament started.
Alex Hales, welcome to This or That. Weights or treadmill?
Well, look how skinny I am, probably neither. But if I had to choose, I'd go weights.
Instagram or Snapchat?
Instagram.
Calling or messaging?
Messaging.
Rice or pudding?
Pudding.
Wake up early or wake up late?
Wake up early.
Score a century or take a fifer?
Well, I've never taken a fifer, so I'll have to go fifer.
Tendulkar or Lara?
Oh, I can't annoy 1.4 billion people, so I'm going to have to go Sachin Tendulkar.
Spicy or mild?
Spicy.
Room service or going out?
Room service.
Dogs or cats?
Both. If I had to choose, dogs.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Tidy or messy?
I want to be tidy, but I'm just not messy.
Cake or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Sing or dance?
Neither. Sing. If I had to pick, I'm such a bad dancer. Sing.
So are you going to sing for us then?
No. You really don't, honestly. Everyone will click off it straight away.
Money or love?
Oh, can you have both? You pick love, don't you, all day?
And finally, win another trophy or go for a romantic holiday with your wife?
Oh, how can you do that to me? Well, I just picked love over money, so I'll take the trophy and then take my wife away with the prize money. Is that allowed?
He covered most things, didn't he?
He covered most things. He's a smart guy. Very interesting. Love or money. You get one, you'll probably get the other. Hazy, but for you, for that competition, it'd be great to see Alex Hales. It'd be great to see him stand up with the bat. He loves this competition. He loves these venues. How important will he be to get ADKR across the line?
He will be very important. I mean, I saw them get the 233 in Sharjah on a flat batting track, which is good. This is not going to be a flat batting track. It's a tough track to hit boundaries on, tough track to hit sixes on, importantly. But the Knight Riders, that's what they tend to sort of play off. So if he gets going at the top, then the rest will follow as well, I think, to a certain extent. But the surface is going to be the factor, which is going to come into play a lot, I think, tomorrow, which might just nullify things a little bit for both teams. But I think Knight Riders will win tomorrow. They'll be on a roll starting tomorrow.
Okay, well, we got one pick in Knight Riders. We got one pick in Capitals. Who do you pick? You don't have long to wait to find out who is going to take the points in that competition. The DP World ILT20 continues. Thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you tomorrow.